everyone, welcome back to the Stitches and Scribbles podcast. My name is Erin, and I will probably have just a short one for you today because it is just about holiday season, and I've been so ready to start Vlogmas projects that I haven't really been doing a lot of other projects lately. I am filming this on Black Friday, so the day after Thanksgiving, and I am just kind of like in a holding pattern before I can start Vlogmas videos, because there's things I want to show in Vlogmas that I don't want to show here on the podcast, and it's just kind of a weird overlap situation. I'm actually going to start filming Vlogmas directly after I film this podcast, so that's just kind of the vibe we got going for today, but I figured I'd do kind of a quick wrap up and show you what projects I worked on in the last week and a half-ish since I last filmed my regular like catch-up style podcast. So definitely going to be more on the short side today, although who knows, I tend to find a subject and start rambling, so you might get a full one anyway. We'll just have to see. The one project that I really wanted to talk about is a whip that I think I'm going to have to frog. And I'm glad I caught it this early in the project that I want to frog it, but it also kind of makes me mad because I was doing it the way the pattern is written. So I started a cardigan, and this is the, I think it's just called the cable cardigan. I don't remember the name of the designer off the top of my head. But it is a very simple stockinette stitch cardigan with cables that go up the front edges down the center front, I guess. And I love the color. I'm loving the design. It is 95% mindless knitting other than the cable sections at the beginning and end of each row. But the problem I have with it is that this fabric has zero drape to it. It's very stiff, it's very dense, and I'm also worried that it's not going to fit. So what I think I want to do to solve this is actually cast on for the same size, but go up a needle size or two. And I think what that's going to do is going to give me the drape that I want, but it's not going to increase the yardage by a ton. Not as much as if I went up in needle size and in the like written size that I'm doing. I don't think that this would be a terrible fit on me. Now as I'm holding it up, like it would definitely be wide enough to fit around my body. I'm using my shoulders as an example, even though it'll fit like under my shoulders. But I generally like things to be a little bit oversized, especially cardigans, because I do a lot of layering. So as I'm like losing stitches off the needle anyway, I think that's going to be the best plan moving forward, is just to frog it, start over with a different needle size. But that leads me to my second problem with that plan. My next needle size up is on a different project. So this is my mosaic stitch cardigan that I am working on, but I already knew I was going to put this project on hold during Vlogmas. So I think what I'm going to do is put this on some cording, take the needles out, and use them for the other project, because they are just ever so slightly, well, that looks like a big size difference now that I'm holding it up, but I think it's the size difference that I need. So I think that's going to be the plan with these. I did not actually get to work on my mosaic cardigan very much this week because I was trying to get a good chunk done on the cable cardigan just so that I would have like a good starting point for Vlogmas. And I knew that I was going to put this project on hold anyway. This one also doesn't have a lot of drape, but that's more to do with the like color changes and the fact that it will definitely need to be blocked when it's done. But I do love how this pattern is working up. That is very, very satisfying. This also will not be just a blue and orange cardigan. I'm making it with Lion Brand Mandala yarn, so it'll color shift through all the colors on both skeins. The skeins just started in different places, so that's what that is. And I am almost out of battery for some reason, so hold on. Okay, let's try this again. I somehow went from 30 minutes of battery to 2 minutes of battery instantaneously. Don't know how that happened, but luckily I had another battery ready to go on backup. So yeah, I think that's the plan with those 2 cardigans. Definitely putting the mosaic one on hold for Vlogmas, and gonna focus more on the red cable one, both because I think the red cable one is going to be something that I'll want to wear more immediately. Like if I do end up finishing it during the month of December, it's definitely something that I'll wear for holidays. And the other one is more like bright and fun and funky, which I tend to do the like funkier colors in like February and early March when like you really want it to be warm out and it's not yet. That's when I find myself gravitating towards those brighter, more vibrant, but still kind of like cozy colors. So that's the plan for those 2 cardigans. I wasn't intending to start Vlogmas off by frogging something, but we'll do that later in the day, perhaps during our Vlogmas episode. Since I'm talking about Vlogmas anyway, and now that I have a full camera battery, in case you haven't watched my channel for very long, weren't around last year, haven't heard me talk about it this year, I start filming my Vlogmas episodes the day after Thanksgiving and then delay uploading them so that the videos come out December 1st through 25th, but I am filming them like a week in advance. And that doesn't make a huge difference as far as like what the content is for Vlogmas. It's still mostly like doing some gift crafting and like little things here and there, some holiday events. But it gives me more editing time because I have a week turnaround for videos. So that's why I do that, and I'm going to continue doing that this year. So just to give you a heads up, if you are planning on watching my Vlogmas videos, that's what it's going to look like this time around as well. I'm really excited for the projects I have planned. I did do a podcast on how I prepare for Vlogmas, so you can check that out if you want more details on what I have planned for this year. My only finished object is, I feel like I had more finished objects. I don't know what I did with them though. Was it something? Oh, I know what they are. They're sitting right in front of me. My big finished object was I finished my Barbie socks that I started forever ago at this point. This stitch marker was where I left off in the last podcast, so I finished the foot and the toe of the second sock, and I love how these turned out. Obviously, I have not woven in the ends yet, but we're just going to ignore that. These were plain vanilla socks. I followed a tutorial from Summer Lee Designs for her basic socks with the heel flap and gusset. The only change that I made was I did some mosaic knit polka dots at the top. Just a real basic mosaic knit pattern. I also used yarn that was just in my stash for these and decided to pair the blue and the pink together because they reminded me of the like tropical Barbie scenes. Originally this was my project to take to the Barbie movie to knit on, but then by the time I actually got to go see the movie, I was at a point in the socks where they wouldn't have been good in the dark knitting. Like I think I was starting the heel of the first one. So they ended up not going to the movie with me, but I still call them my Barbie socks because of that. My other finished object, I actually have 3 of them. I have started making some little squiggly Christmas tree ornaments. This was something that my mom sent me a picture of on Pinterest originally. And I've seen a lot of variations of them. I'm even planning on doing a tutorial for these as part of Vlogmas. That'll be a change this year, is that we'll get some tutorials during Vlogmas. But they are just a foundation single crochet row, kind of squiggled up with beads in between. And I have this one as well in a light green. and this one in kind of a blue-green variegated. And actually behind me you can see my green yarns that I've been pulling from for those that I just picked up at Hobby Lobby. And the reason why I was making those is we wanted some as holiday gifts for friends. So those actually have already gone to my mom to be wrapped and put with the rest of the gifts for those people or for those families. But I also have a craft fair coming up, so I want to make some holiday themed items for that craft fair. And this is the craft fair that I've kind of been hinting at for a couple weeks in my videos. I didn't really want to say what it was in case I didn't get in because it took a while for me to hear back from them. I don't know if it was because they had a bunch of vendors apply or what the situation is. I also think it might be their first event like this, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But it's actually with the local roller derby team. I have a friend who's on, or who has been doing training for the team, and she sent me the information for it. So I now have a Christmas market that I'm doing, or a holiday market. I think they called it a holiday market. So that'll be exciting and definitely like the most interesting craft fair venue that I've done. There will be roller derby. It's not called a game, it's called a bout. But there will be roller derby bouts happening during the craft fair as far as I'm aware. So I don't know if I'll have a vantage point where I'll be able to see what's going on or not, but it'll be interesting. Either way, I wanted to make sure I had some like holiday items in my stock because I don't have very many right now. I'm sort of like winding down my craft fair supplies because I think my goal for 2024, not really a goal, but my plan for 2024 is going to be to not do as many craft fairs. Like I'm probably going to drop the one that I do weekly over the summer and just do my other like 3 to 5 like one-off events during the year. Just because the storage for the craft fair items is getting to be a lot. Even now that we have the house, it's still like a lot of stuff to store. And also I think I'd rather focus more of my energy into YouTube videos and crafts that I enjoy, because I have realized I'm not actually a huge fan of mass producing items. I don't like making the same thing over and over and over again. I'd rather like be creative and do more designing and tutorials and stuff like that. And I know that I've been pretty low on the tutorials the last year-ish compared to what I was doing when I first started on YouTube. And I'd like to get more back into the like instructional teaching side of crafting here on YouTube, and maybe decreasing the craft fair stuff a little bit. I think craft fairs were a great way to kind of bridge the gap for a while when I wasn't making money from YouTube. But now that I am a YouTube partner, I would rather put more of my energy into this and making more videos for you to watch. Yeah, that actually might be everything I have to show you, because I don't really have any other like active whips at the moment. I'm just ready to start all of the holiday knitting. So that's going to be it for this one. It was a short one, as I originally promised, but thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw today and are interested in more crafty content, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you can be notified of all of my videos here on YouTube. If you want to follow me on other social media platforms, that information will be in the description box below as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone!